Hey, hey. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. I'm updating few things and then I will be with you. Doesn't let me post it because it's too similar to the previous one. Okay. It doesn't allow me to post the Twitter because it's saying that it looks like an automated system, an automated posting. Probably because I do the same posting every day at the same time. I don't know. Anyway, we will stay without the Twitter thing, I would say. It's fine. It's fine. Let's see. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. I'm here. I'm here, alive and kicking. Oh, we have a picture of the day. This is when we finished the this part. Ah, the bridge was not there yet. No, it was probably down. Okay. So for the one of you that just connected and that usually not following our streams, I can say that we are working on an update of our release game, and we had a release just a few weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago or so, and we are working on an update that adds some refinements and quality of life fixes and such, and in particular, I'm working now on this Beastmaster, which is basically this NPC that I would like to have as a merchant of as a merchant of beast, but with a bit of a spin, because he's not just selling beast, he's summoning beast, because in our game the pets and the familiars and the mounts are summoned pretty much like in every other game, but they just don't explain it. They just don't explain it, right? So everyone expects that your mount is just randomly popping out of nowhere, but in theory, right, there must be a reason why, and some magic that allows that. So what I did, I added some items that you can see here. These are magical powder item that have a certain cost. And you can buy one or more, and one is only to view, to look at the creature, and another one is to actually buy it and bind it to your account, right? And to do that, we have a summoning portal, or summoning pedestal, which is this thing. Which is kind of a magical artifact that this guy is using to summon the creatures. And actually inside of this I already put my crystal Yulbar powder bag that in theory should bind the Yulbar to me, right? But I didn't do that part, so it will do nothing. At the moment what I'm trying to understand is how to link, how to detect, right, how to detect that the items that are specified in this array are actually the proper items. And what I'm seeing is that, I mean, I don't find that, right? So I'm trying to understand how the hell that works. So I'm trying to understand why that is the way it is, right? So I can I think I can look at the progression events. So I'm trying to copy another thing that we already did in the past, which is actually the dungeon portal, right? Dungeon portal. Hello, Hula, good evening. The dungeon portal is something that pretty much is triggered the same way, the pedestal. I want to understand how I did it, right? But I think actually that I kind of hard-coded that. But I don't remember where the hell... I don't remember. Because the key is inside this variable. This variable keeps the list of items that needs to be used to actually trigger, right? But I don't remember where we do the check.
Buongiornissimo. Caffè?
So there was a stream I was looking at, and it restarted. The stream restarted. So it was not me. There's an Italian guy that is streaming that I follow sometimes. So this contained item ID to activate. Get contained ID as a string array. Okay, this is doing nothing else than converting the string into an array of f strings, right? That is what it's doing here. And this is the setup, right? Yes, this is the setup. So definitely is not this. No. I don't understand why there are two of those actually. Because it's just the reset. The reset is fine, but where do we check that the item is the right item, right? Maybe here. Maybe interactable can interactable toggle is a case valid is invalid blah 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 blah. Items to activate parse array interactable blah 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 contained items. No, but this is not the. This is the setup again. What is this? Yeah, it is the item save, so it's definitely not. I mean, there must be a place, right? There must be a place where we do the check. Because here we are only destroying the content. We are not checking if the item is the real item. I mean, is the correct item. Right? We are not checking if it's the correct item here. So I don't understand. Contains is this. Yeah, is this. If the container item contains container item contains PS item contains so it's checking that all the items in the array are actually found. This is a problem. There is a significant problem for us. There is a significant problem because what it's doing here is basically checking that all the items that I have specified in the string are actually contained, but in our case it should be one of them, right? That is not an easy thing to solve because basically what we need to say, I mean, I can separate them with a pipe instead of separating them with a comma, and this will be like or, right? So we could do that. We could do that. I mean, it's not that bad, but the important point is that, yeah, maybe we can do that. So we will basically have to change the contains, or we can create another function that says contains at least one, right? Contains one of, right? Contains one of. But the problem is that we have to change also the loading, right? We have to change quite some stuff. Okay, let's assume that we did it. Let's assume that we have that piece functional, so that here I do the check and I am able to identify if at least one item is present, right? Then the interactable will actually trigger. But my problem is, do you think that it will actually trigger a script or not? Because here, right, we have here we are doing a trick, right? We are doing a trick. So we are changing the script on toggle with this destroy content, right? I mean, I can do another trick and I can say destroy content, and then I can put another script here, right? I mean, it's not very clean, but you know what is the problem? The problem is that I need to know. So if I do that, let's say that we do this, right? Let's say that we add the script that will be run after the destruction of the content, right? So the script needs to be searched, found, and activated. But then my problem is that I will absolutely need to know what is the item contained, right? I need to know what is the item contained. So basically after this returns true, after this returns true. No. Come on. Why doesn't do it? I think do toggle is only no, but I thought that do toggle was do toggle was also a native event, no? I'm a bit confused. You see that do toggle is an implementable event, but it's also blueprint callable, right? So in theory, this should have an implementation, right? So we don't do toggle. We don't do toggle. You know what is my problem is that we need to toggle before we destroy the item. We need to toggle before we destroy the item. before we destroy the item, because here there is the request toggle, right? Request toggle is basically the client saying, hey, I want to use this item, right? And then this is doing the can, and is doing the do. Ah, yes. And he's destroying after. Okay, that's very nice. Okay, that is very nice. Because the destruction happened after, right? The problem is that, how do I know? That is a bit of a mess, actually. It is a bit of a mess. I mean, we can do it here, right? We can do it here. We can do it here. Because what the toggle is doing, in our case... Hello, Neris. Hey, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Hey, hey, welcome, Raiders. Hello. How are you, Neris? How is your project going? We are working on a Beastmaster. Beastmaster is an NPC, in particular this girl, that can that is using this magical artifact right here, this thing that you see here, and is using it to summon creatures from other planes and giving them to you, or only to look at them, right? So they appear briefly and then they disappear, or to really make them your pets, right? So they are bound to you, and you can then summon them as much as you want, right? So that is what I'm working on. The problem is that this object is an interactable object, so meaning that when you right click, he knows that it can be interacted. In theory, you can also search traps on it, but you can interact with it, right? And you can put one item, like in this case, I put this magical powder, right? I put this magical powder into this pedestal, right? But the problem I'm having at the moment is that the current system does not allow me to have different items to have different items configured as alternatives, right? And it's a bit long to explain, but basically I would like this thing to be able to summon multiple creatures, while at the moment we used it for other stuff, like to open a door, and it was opening only one door, right? So that thing was configured with one ID, right? And it was very easy. But now we have something different. Now we want this thing to activate and actually allow you to activate it with multiple items, right? With multiple items. So I can put here this bag or another one, I mean different items. And every item is summoning a different creature. So I have at least two problems. One, to allow the alternatives. But to allow the alternatives, I think we said instead of separating the list with comma, we separate it with pipe. And we know that when it's separated with pipe is an or and not an and, right? In terms of Boolean logic. And I think that's a good shot. I mean, it's okay. I can do that. So when we read the definition of that object, we can switch between and or, which is anyway useful. So I think it's okay. But then my problem is that after I identify that the object is that object, I need to call a script and that script needs to know which is the object that you used, right, in the container. And at the moment this part is completely, I mean, it's not possible, right, with the current code, right? It's not possible. So I have to extend it to allow this new functionality. So basically I have to allow the well, let's say that I have to extend, right? I have to extend the interactable container. And I have to extend it so that it allows or Boolean, right? So it will be like ID 12 or 43 or 11, right? I think we can do that. But then I also need to support an additional script. And I think that if I want to do it very, very, very dirty, the easiest will be to do it like this. So to have the script, right, after the destroy content tag, because the destroy content is basically a tag where we say, hey, you are a container, and you will destroy whatever is whatever you contain, right? Whenever the activation is successful. But in this case, I have to do more. I also have to execute a script, and I have to pass to this script a parameter that is the item ID that I put inside a container, right? Now, the only thing that I don't know is how the hell to do that. But there is, I mean, we do it. I'm pretty sure we do it already. I'm pretty sure we pass the parameter. If I search param0, I think we are already passing parameters to the script. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, exactly like this. Exactly like this. So yes, we can do it. So yes, we can do it. And then And basically this needs to happen before this, right? Yeah. And then we have to develop a script that shows the creature or bind the creature based on the parameter that I just passed, right? So okay, so the good news is that we have the NPC, we have the location, we have the magical artifact, which is this thing that you see here. I created some initial powder items. I think they are fine. We have the dialogues, because the dialogues are very simple. Basically, the NPC is just saying, he's just telling you what to do, right? So he has two phrases. One is, what is the artifact? And he explains you, right? He explains you what is the artifact, right? And then he explains you how to activate the artifact, right? Right. And then if you, yeah, the only problem is that people may click on trade here, but it's not the right. But if you right click on him and you select sell and buy, he's selling summoning powders and he's selling this summoning powders, right? So you can buy them. Yeah. And then you go here and you put the powder in the thingy and then you click activate, right? I think it would be nice if the use button would be just here in this window. I don't know exactly why it's not there. I think we can do this. I think we can add, I don't have any more space in this thing, but I think we can add add the use icon to interactable container description, container window. I don't know if it's only for containers or is also for others, but yeah, I think we should add that so is a bit easier. Otherwise, you have to do this and then you have to right click again and click on use, right? Which is a bit weird. Now, if you have the wrong item in it, at the moment the game is not telling you anything, and I think that's a bit too dry, right? So it's like, what the hell? So because this is returning true, right? Or false. On the can toggle, right? On the can toggle. And so my idea was, can we return a message? Can we return a message to the user of this or not? Because if there is a trap, right? If there is a trap or something, we are returning at least this message. But also here we are not returning the message. I don't know. I think I'm trying to do too many things at the same time. So maybe they can toggle feedback to the user. We do it later. Let's continue on our plan. I think that there is also this thing that I was thinking, that we have to be sure that whoever clicks on use is the person that actually owns the material, right? Because otherwise another guy put the material, you click use before him and you get the benefit, right? Which is not what we want. So yeah, so this one I think should be a check during the activation. Which is actually here. So we don't want another player to trigger using your material, right? How do I do that? I think we can extend this contains to actually do the job, right? Because we have to do it yes, I think I need that. I think the easiest is to do it inside this contains. So my suggestion is that we extend this contains it on PS item, right? So we will extend it with an APS character. And if an APS character, I would say, is optional. So if owner is specified, we also check that the items contained belong to him. Because it's the same that when we put an item in a furnace or in a crafting container, right? We know who is the owner of that, right? Now the only problem is Item list. So I have to check that this item list right, this owner is equal to owner. If owner is specified, yeah, but I have to do this only if owner is specified. If owner is not specified, I can just remove it, right? What? If owner, what? So it's kind of like this, right? So I want to remove it. So if the owner is not specified, I just remove it because I go with the previous check. If the owner is specified, I want to check in addition that the character is the same character. If it's not the same character, we don't remove it. Now the only problem with this logic is that if in that container there are multiple items of multiple players, right? This check will fail because we'll find no, it will not fail. It will not fail because it's removing when it finds it. Yeah, exactly. No, it's okay. You can have one extra item of another player, and it will still return true. Yeah, the problem is that it's going to destroy the whole content of the. So you're going to probably destroy the yeah, but okay, that is a sub case, and at the moment I don't care about it because we only have one slot. Now the other thing I was willing to add as a parameter was if only one was required, but I think we should do another function because if I use the same function, I think it's becoming confusing. I think I can create another function that is called contains one off, right? I think we can create a function that contains one off, where you give a list of object ID, and the only thing that we care is if at least one is contained. Now, if two are contained, I think it's a bit of a problem, but for now, let's say. So it's similar to this, but it's not equal to this, right? So it's similar to this in the sense that we can scan the item list, and as soon as we find at least one item, right, we return right? I don't know. It seems that I'm indenting this a bit too much, but fine. I think I'm indenting things a bit too much. Hello, Wolf. Hey, thank you for the follow, and welcome to the stream. Hello. I mean, we will have to test this obviously, because just typing in stuff, but should be fine. But so this one is checking that one of them is okay. If at least one is okay, then we return true. I don't know what you are pasting there, really. So I don't know. Are you a bot or what? If you are a bot, I can just kick you out, which is the easiest. Still 13 to go. Yeah, but he went down because it was 890, so someone unfollowed. You know, if someone unfollows, he goes down. So I think he went down of 1 or 2, if I remember right. I don't know. Could be. Okay. We have to check this, but this is basically answering to this question. Ensure you cannot use it if the material is not yours, right? And now we have to do this extension of the interactable container. Now, now the interactable so how do we interactable property cache. There is a temporary structure created to keep the interactable property used during loading of the world items when dropping an item to the ground. True. True. So this is read from items to activate. Right? And items to activate is the one that we pass when we do the gmedit, right? This is the gmedit, yeah, gmedit item, exactly. Items to activate in gm. I think we do it like this. It's probably not the best, but it's fine. He's probably fine. So now the question is, how do we do this change? Items to activate. Yeah, because here, you know, here will be different, right? So here we'll say if, right? So now the problem is what do you mean you cannot resolve it? It's here, bro. Oh fuck, it's not there. He's in two places. He's in two places. He's in two places. Oh fuck. Yeah, he's in two places. Yeah. He's in two places. Oh shit. So okay, fine. This thing will have to be tested kind of well, because I already see potential, 1 million potential errors, right? 1 million potential errors, my boys. We need to be sure that we are testing this properly. Because, yes. Because there are a million sub cases. There are a million sub cases, but fine. We have to pass in the owner. Yeah, we have to pass in the owner. The owner is the initiator. Exactly. So can I simplify this thing? Wait, Can we do something like this that maybe is a bit simpler to read, or maybe it's a bit simpler to read. Maybe it is simpler to read. Okay. Why this thing is in gray? I don't know, but fine. Okay, now the only question is, do we always want to use the initiator when we have contained items? I would say yes, right? Yes, we want. Yes, we want. Okay, so this will do the check based on the AND or the OR. Now the problem is that this is also this is also present in this string cache, right? Interactable property cache, which is actually used when you drop the item to the ground and when you are loading from the world, right? So this thing, we have to control it. Otherwise it will never work. And hopefully one day this will go away, but at the moment so here we fixed it, but oh fuck. Okay, so here is where we should do, right? Here is where we should do the thing. So we can say that if activate ID contains a pipe, right? Then our activate ID will be, right? Else we do it this way, right? What happened? Huh? No. What happened? Was I working in the... What did I press? Fuck. I think I was working in the view, yeah, in the find view. Yeah, I was working in the find view. I pressed escape and it goes out of the find view. Yeah. Right. Okay. Okay. Relax. No. Mistakes were made. Yeah. Okay. The tiger is stuck, yeah. Your flag. Which flag? Which flag? My tiger is stuck. Wait. Stuck is stuck. We go here. We unstuck it. Basically, when I fix it, I'm doing nothing else than switching the camera off and on again. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so we have this, right? So we did basically what we are doing. We did this, but we didn't test it. And now I did this, but also we didn't test it, right? Now in theory we should do this. That is super dirty, by the way, but it's fine. Item ID to activate. No, I think that is fine. I just need to be sure that, oh my god, it's in 1 million places, my friend. It's in 1 million places. But these are all the checks, right? So it should not be where we set it. I think where we set it is only those 2 places. It's only these 2 places. Is this one? Is this one? Do we have it, right? This one we have it. And then there is this one. Well, we have the same shit. I think it was probably better to create a function for it, because now I have to redo the same. Which is not very nice. Are there other places? No, there are no other places. Ah, there is this one. No. Oh, Jesus. I knew it. I knew it. That it would be a mess. I knew it. I knew it. Sorry, can we have this into a function inside this structure, because otherwise it's really messy. It's really messy, boys. Yeah, let's do it. It's a bit annoying to do, but is the right thing to do. Is the right thing to do. So we call the function, by the way, should it return anything or no? Yeah, it should return the TRA string. What? It's already here. No, wait a second. No, that is similar, but it's not. So what is the difference? That is int instead of a string instead of int. Okay. No, that's fine. That's another thing. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. What we want to do, we want to parse string IDs into array, and we also want to set, right? We also want to set the no, what you did. Well, actually, okay, GG. Bro, like this, yes. Obviously this doesn't exist anymore. This doesn't exist anymore, and this becomes this, right? Ah, fuck. Because this is the... I see. Because then it's converted to integer. Yeah, but we can do it. I mean, we can do it all here, right? So it's only one call, because I think we are doing the same thing twice, which is pretty stupid. Exactly. 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 Did I say exactly already? Okay. So what this thing is doing is to take the activate ID, which is a string that we want to initialize, right? I think we should call it initialize contained item from string. I think it is actually how it should be called. And so he creates this array, empty. He understands if it's an AND or an OR logic, right? And he sets it because we need to know it. Then he runs through that. He transforms into right, like that, right? So this is basically only transforming to int. And we want to use it as int because is faster, just for that. But anyway. Okay, so now in this thing then we return, right? We return contained items. I don't think it's even needed actually. Because we can read them anytime, right? So no, I think this is just a void. This is just a void. It's not returning anything. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So now that we have this, we can go here. We can just call activate ID, and this thing will do everything for us, right? Which is fantastic. Now the only problem is that we the only problem is that we have to do the same. Yeah. Exactly. So now I think I fucked up something. I think I definitely fucked up something. No. Because I put it into that structure, but in this case we are not using the structure. No. All my logic is fucked. Well. Okay, then we do it. Wait a second. Don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. Don't. Don't lose hope, please. Don't lose hope. Are you losing it? You're not, huh? Yeah, so we will do this then. We will... Right. So we do the same thing we were doing before with the difference... No, wait a second. I'm messing up. If I have this function inside of, if I have this function inside of this, right? If I have this function inside of this, I will be able to use it only when. So, or I make it static, and we can call it from two places, or I move it outside, right? Or I move it outside. Or I move it outside. Or I move it outside. I move it outside. I move it outside. So if I move it outside, I move it like an interactable actor. I move it in interactable actor. I move it in. I move it in. I mean, in theory, is a utility function, right? This thing is a utility function. This thing is a utility function, so it should actually be static. I'm just debating a bit where is the best place. He has seen the flag, but it's not Serbia. No, I think it's a bot that is spamming random thing. Fuck, this thing is annoying. You know why it's annoying? Because actually we need it in two places. We need the same function in two places. We need it here because the is/or is actually on interactable actor, and the can activate is there as well, and we need it because it's setting two different variables, right? It's so annoying. Fuck. I'm going back and forth between this 20 times. No, it's not contained items. What do you mean contain item ID is a string? I mean, do we have it as a string here and we have it as a... Really? We have it as a string here and we have it as int in the other place? Oh my god. Are you serious? Why? Okay, fine. I don't want to change that because changing that is the end of my life. So I know already I will mess up if I change that because that is probably used in Blueprint as well. There is a reason why it's a string. I don't care. I mean, it's a mess. So we will just leave with what we have. We will leave with two functions. We will live with two functions. Yes. They do exactly the same thing. I know, it's annoying. I know. I'm aware of that. I'm aware. And you know what? I don't care. And you know what? I don't care. So... Yes. yes. And you know what? This we don't even need at this point. Because this function, which will be identical to the other, which is working inside a cache, is actually setting everything, right? Is setting the contain item ID to activate, is setting the ISOR, and so is fully functional by itself. And then we will have this one. And then we will have this one. Actually, and exactly. Yeah. And for whatever reason, this one is a string and it's not, but I don't. No. So actually this one is simpler because it doesn't need all of this. Okay. Okay, nice. Now, we have to call this thing from 2 places, and at the moment I'm calling it only from 1, so definitely we have a problem. Definitely we have a problem. Because... Where is that? Wait. No, that is my thing, right? But I had 2 places. I had 2 places where we were doing the work, right? I had 2 places, but now I cannot find it anymore because I removed... So one place is this, and we do it properly. But there is another place where I really hope that I have placed... Please, give an error. Fuck. No! Okay. I lost the place where we do that conversion because... Oh, shit. I cannot search this. I think I may search this. By the way, there is also this to change. There is also this to change because if... You remember there was this join, FC string join that we just discovered. Yeah. Wait, I fucked up again. I should stop editing in the search window. Yeah, because you see what we do here, right? We do for I interactable, blah blah blah, interactable contain, blah, blah blah, right? So join is doing exactly the same thing. So I think we can pass, I don't remember, but I think we can pass this, right? And then we can pass the separator. And it is basically doing the same. Well, it needs to be text, right? But basically this is doing the same. Please. So this thing is doing the same as this, right? Ah, by the way. This thing is doing the same as this. Now we can even do it simpler, because we can just say if interactable is or right? Yeah. Fantastic. Wow. We should use more this join. This join is fantastic. But anyway, apart from that, I was searching the other place where it is not the place, right? No, this is not the place. So there must be a place where we actually read because one is in the cache and the other is a startup, right? So we have an item interactable table that has item ID to activate, right? This thing. So I need to search that. Item ID to activate. Yes. And it is not the cache, right? Add to interactable property cache. Add to interactable property cache. I don't understand what we are doing here. Are we doing it twice? Are we doing it twice? Because in this function, right, we take activation ID and yes, now we are doing it twice. Because here we do the job, right? Here we do the job, and here we do it again. The only problem is... I don't understand this one, right? Are we searching if the interactable is already in game? Repopulate interactable properties. Add to interactable properties, cache. But it is the cache. So here we put it in the cache, okay. And here we put it in the interactable. Yes, okay. So that is the second place I was searching. Yeah. That is the second place I was searching. Now, the only problem here is that we assume that this is... right? So we should not do this anymore, eh? We should not do this anymore. Should not do that anymore. We take this string and we use our new function, right? And our new function is called initialize contained items from string, and this is the string. Okay. Okay, so I think that now we do it in the two places. We do it when we initialize the cache and when we load the world. Yeah, I did so many changes that this needs to be tested very well because I think I broke stuff. But let's see. So basically, what I did, if we go back to our okay, compiled. If we go back to our mission. I did this one, and this one. No. This one and this one. This one is not done yet. Now we didn't test it at all, so I cannot put the marker, right? We want to put the marker when we see that it is working. So, but so to support this. To support this, to support this, destroy content, because this one is also a bit of a hack, right? It's a bit of a hack. So basically, I think first of all it should not be equal, but should be contains. And now this is fine. This is not a problem. It is not a problem. This is... this may be a problem. This may be a problem because it is checking if the script is exactly identical to that, right? This may be a problem. But I don't understand this too much, sorry. What is this thing saying, right? Just because it's returning true and it's not doing anything else. Okay. So basically what he's saying here is that if my script, if the script that I'm setting contains destroy content, I just set that as the script and I return true and I don't do anything else, right? Because I don't want to search I don't want to search the script. So I think this one also should be changed to contains, because otherwise it will not work if we extend it, right? And that is fine, so this will be fine then. But now we have another problem, right? Now the problem we have is the problem that we have is this one. So because here we are after the toggle during the destruction. And during the destruction we want to extract the real, the additional script, if present, right? Because it may not be present, right? So the additional script will be what? Will be script on toggle mid, whatever it is. I never understood mid and left very well. It was always confusing me. If you start to cut from the left chop, right chop, fuck, this function always confused me. So left is left chop, chopping what? Returns the leftmost characters from the string, chopping the given number of characters from the end. No, exactly the opposite. Right chop. Right chop is return a string to the right of the specified location, counting forward from the left from the beginning of the word. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So in theory 16. In theory. So we cut off everything, including the other exclamation mark, right? And I mean, I hope that this thing is smart enough if there is nothing to just return an empty string, right? I hope so. So this will be our additional script, right? So it can be specified as that, and we want to run script 1, 2, 3, right? I mean, you may say, oh, why you do this? Why you don't add another variable? Yes, obviously I could, right? But that would mean for me changing the UI, changing all the exchange, changing the database, changing a lot of code, right? So I understand it is a bit of a hack. Fully aware of that, but I think it's fine. I think it's fine. It's not the best, maybe, but it's fine for now. So here we are destroying the contained item. And then I would do this. I would say if so if the additional script is present, right? If the additional script is present, we run it. Otherwise, we do this because this one was really scripted. This one was kind of hard coded for the pedestal, for the dungeon pedestal. I think this thing will have to be refactored one day because I think this thing will be refactored because as it is now is very hacky, right? Is really, there is a lot of hard-coded logic that doesn't make it. I mean, it can be improved a lot, but it's fine. It serves our purpose and it doesn't require us to go through 20 hours, you know, re-engineering. But he has his limitations, right? He has his limitations. Like the specific pedestal object here is called out separately, while it should be parametric, right? So, but fine. So if the additional script is not empty, what I'm doing? If the additional script is not empty, we want to run it. And I think we want to run it before we destroy the item. Well, it's the same. This will run at the same time. So, no. The only thing is that I need the ID, right? I need the ID of the item to know what I actually destroyed. I need to have this ID, right? Which, by the way, this thing is very hard coded at the moment because is assuming, right? Is assuming one item only. He assumes one item only for now, right? Which is okay, but yeah, risky. So I think we can save the ID. I don't know if I want to save the name or I want to save the object ID, right? If we save the object ID, it's a bit more hacky, but I think is way faster. So I think we save the object ID. So the object ID will be, I mean, obviously only if the proposed item is valid, right? Because if it's not valid, there is little we can do. So so we need to get the base stats, I assume, and we need to get the UID of the base stats, right? Yes. So it is the type of object, is not the actual instance of the object, right? So this actually, to say more properly, is the object stats ID, right? It's not the object ID. And then if we have the script, then in theory we need to pass it. We need to pass it through like yeah, pretty much. I mean, similar to that. At the moment, At the moment, we'll have one parameter only, right? No, sorry. From int of this thing, right? So we will have only one parameter. Yes, we will have only one parameter, right? Which is the object stat ID. Okay, then we set this into the binding of the run script. Okay, so this should be the same. Then we create the environment, and I would say that we should set the actor or the target. I think we should call it actor, and actor is my initiator, right? That is my initiator. And then we do this. And then this will be the problem, right? Because the problem is how to find I think this we should probably do it here at the beginning, right? So obviously this script must exist and it should have been loaded already, right? And yeah, if we don't find the script, I would say we don't destroy the item. It's a bit risky, but anyway, this should never happen, right? So if this happens only because I have data in the database, I have wrong data in the database, right? So if we are here, right, is a fatal error. So something went really bad, right? So it should be fine. So the script should be there, and the script should be there. And we bind the parameters to it, and we define our actor as the initiator, we evaluate it, and we run it. Okay. So this is basically this one. Well, is this one and this one together. So we did basically everything. We did this, and this. We just need to also do this, and then we have to test everything, right? But develop the script. At the moment, I think we can just have an empty script and see what happens. I think I can have. So if you want to have a script, right, this script will be called, what will this script be called? Good question. The script will be called, something like I cannot call it summon, right? Because if I search summon, I think we already have 1 million. Well, actually not too many. We can call it summon summon creature, summon pet, summon pet. I think it's a bit weird that we don't have a pet, because the pet, we call it familiar, but familiar, yeah, we have create familiar, yeah. Yeah, we can call it summon creature. It's fine. We call it summon creature. No, we call it summon pet. We call it summon pet, and I mean, in theory, is this one, right? But the difference is that we have an explicit pet. So it's a bit like this and this. Should we call it create generic familiar or create specific familiar, where the ID is the summon specific familiar? I think it's fine. Summon specific familiar, or summon familiar with power, with magic. Summon magic. Summon. Okay, anyway, whatever. The name is not really important, but just to find it again, you know, when we search it in 1 year from now. No, but the thing that I really need to search is when these things accept a parameter. So I need to do event script, right? I don't know why it's always doing this. Event script param 0. Event script param 0. Okay, give me a simple one though, please. Is this simple enough? Yeah, this is simple enough. Let me see. Let me see. So we will have our pet ID equal to param 0, because we are passing only param 0. And then I think that for now we should just do this. We should just send a message just to test that it works. We should just send a message, right? What is it? MSG? I think it's MSG something. Can we see it in a way that is not so annoying? There was a way to open. Okay, opening value editor. Exactly. Now I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can actually message with a parameter, right? I think I should be able to. Yes, I think with the parentheses there was the curly brackets. There were the curly brackets that allowed to do that, if I remember right. Yes, like $act. Yeah, exactly. Okay, fantastic. So if we do something like the pet ID is, and then we do curly brackets, pet ID, right? This should do it, right? This should do it. This should do it. Okay, so we add a new progression event. We add a new progression event, and this will be called summon pet or summon familiar or summon specific familiar, because I want summon pet pedestal. I mean, in theory, it's summon pet from pedestal, right? But it's okay. I will call it summon pet pedestal, because if I search pedestal, then I will find it, which is good. Okay. Uh-oh. Summon pet pedestal. Wait, this is wrong. Yes, it is. What else? I guess try. I think we are close to test it, but we are a bit short on time. But I think we are very close to test it now. Very, very close. Very, very close. Okay, he compiled it. So what I need to do... No, we started in debug mode because this thing is a monster. So I did so many changes that we started in debug mode. I have zero hope that it works at the first run, right? Like zero. Well, maybe not zero. Let's say 40%, 30%, 30%, 30% chance. You believe that? Nah. Can you believe it? Yeah, we did it. We did a lot. So I think the logic, I mean, the structure is all in place. Now we just need to make it working, right? But the structure, I think, is correct. And is a bit hacky, yeah. But I think it's correct. Uh-oh. The server didn't start, so probably the script didn't parse. I think the script didn't parse. Let me see. Come on. It's so hard to find the errors, boys. Holy moly. What do you mean there is no error? Ah, shit. There is no error. Ah, no, because it's running the debugger. Sorry. It's running. It's repopulating items. You just need to wait.
It's the best feeling watching him live.
Yeah, there are actually ads on my channel. Okay, it's loaded. Now I'm eating some almonds. I'm eating some almonds. Okay. So. So this must be 979 or 980. Okay. And this must be destroy content, summon pet pedestal. Okay. Destroy content, summon pet pedestal. So if we save it like this, then we have the crystal powder here, right? We have the powder. And now I use it. We can see what happens. I mean, something happened for sure. But the item is still here. I didn't get any... I didn't get any message of any kind, which is kind of strange. But also it didn't crash, which is a good news. Okay, let's follow the code because we want to understand what it's doing, right? Right. No, wait a second. Now I'm confused. I want to see the message when we press on use, right? So that is what we want when we press on use. Okay, nothing happens. Nothing happens is kind of weird though. Because I'm too far? No, I'm not too far. I don't think so. When I press use, nothing happens. Nothing happens. Not even one printout. Not even one printout. That is very, very, very strange because this means that the usage of this item is not recognized. The usage of this item is not recognized? What do you mean? I mean, it's impossible. Huh? Huh? Okay. Okay, let's open the editor because I need to understand what happens when we click on use, and Y is not triggering anything, right? Like 0. I mean, I can wait. Let me put we already have a breakpoint there. Let me put a breakpoint like here, right? Let me put a breakpoint here. Maybe the object is disabled for whatever reason, right? Ah, this one we actually hit. Client initiated. Disable direct interaction. Disable direct interaction. What? So what he's saying is that the... Do we have a flag for that? I don't understand. Huh? What? Disable direct interaction. It is true, right? But by default is false. So the question is, who said that as true? I mean, not me. What the fuck? Arcane pedestal. Disable direct interaction. Okay. For whatever reason, it is turned on, right? It is turned on by default on this object. Which is strange, though. Do we do it automatically with the... Huh? Wait a second. With the dungeon pedestal, it is also disabled automatically? It is. Uh-oh. Why? So it seems that the pedestal... It seems that the pedestal has the direct usage disabled. Right? Like if the way to interact with the pedestal is actually to drop an item into it. And you can try again and see what happens server side when I drop an item. Right? But I was not expecting that, but let's see. If I drop this, nothing happens. If I do that, nothing happens. But I guess if I do it in the dungeon with the pedestal, it does, right? Did I do anything special? Did I do anything special with this pedestal? I don't think so. No, I didn't. So how... Huh? How that actually happens then? That is very strange. I mean, if I... Okay. If I create a new dungeon with a riddle at the end, right? And then we go to the dungeon and we drop an item into it, why? I mean, it is triggering automatically? That is not what I was remembering, but maybe it's true. So that you don't, basically you don't have to click on use. As soon as you drop something, is automatically triggering, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, so here is the pedestal, right? Here is the pedestal. So this one is the freaking... I think it's the Orang Massacre or whatever. Yeah. So are you saying that if I put the sack there, the door is opening automatically? No, it's not. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We broke it, guys? No one ever told me that this is not working anymore? No one ever told me that this is broken? You cannot go through the riddle? Really? What the fuck? Let me ask the people that do this. I think Velora is doing dungeons, right? You were one of the people doing the dungeon, right? Well, also Stalfos. I think Stalfos is also... Did you see the riddle pedestal actually working lately? Because to me it's broken, right? And the fact that it's broken is because there is a... But I don't remember if we did it automatically or not. Do you think I described it? Do you think I described it in the news? Added riddles to dungeons. March 24. I mean, we can search the VOD, but it will take a bit of time. We can search the VOD and see when we did it, right? If we were dropping or if we were dropping and using. Any of you remember that? I guess no. If I don't, probably you don't as well. GG the... Procedural dungeon furniture instead of furniture. I missed a letter there. I cannot edit it from here. Fuck. I fixed it. I don't know. It may be in any place here, right? It may be anywhere here, but we don't know. We don't know. We don't know. I think it's not easy to find it. I think it's very hard to find it. I mean, we know there was somewhere about a year ago in March or but I don't know. I mean, searching it like this may take me forever, right? So we will have to find the moment where we actually open the last room with a riddle. But I think that since the riddles, I wanted to keep it a bit secret. Maybe I didn't do it on stream, right? I think I did it off stream.
Now I'm taking damage. Nothing.
That is possible.
Okay. Still locked. GG. We didn't. Let's settle. And
I can search interactable, but I don't think I called it this way. Nah, I will never find it. There's too many videos, I will never find it. I will never find it, but the bottom line is that if you put the material into the pedestal at the moment, it's not doing anything. So I think my question is, do you remember if you had to click on use after adding the material. I don't know if they even ever, I mean, if someone even tried it, right? But I hope so. I hope so. But yeah. I think that at the moment the interaction with the pedestal is broken. I mean, we can fix it very easily. I can just remove the disable, right? I can just remove the disable direct interaction. But I'm kind of surprised that of why, right? Why it is disabled and no one ever told me, hey, it's not working, right? Also, this seems to be the default because you see that it's not overridden. What do you mean default? Where is taking this default actually? From the parent class, so for from interactable container. But interactable container. Wait, interactable container, yes, is the father class. True. Yeah, he actually has disabled direct interaction on and actually overridden, right? Like if I explicitly set it to off, but this means that when you receive when you drop an item into an interactable container, then you should do something specific, right? Let me see, interactable, because maybe we did it in code, right? Interactable. Maybe the code we said, oh, if this is an interactable container, then do something. Yes, we actually do it this way. You see? We do, if the container is an interactable object, we are automatically calling the request toggle. So we are clicking on use automatically. That is very interesting to know. Okay, so in reality, okay, so my question, I can delete that question because actually I know the answer now. Okay, so this means that something is broken at the moment. I think I broke it myself now. I broke it myself now because basically what he's saying is that as soon as you drop, that will toggle. Yeah, you see? Is actually toggling. Yes, it is. But then why then it doesn't work? Cannot toggle? Cannot toggle. Cannot toggle. Let me see. So we fail here. Okay. I think it's the ownership. I think it's the ownership change that I did. You know that we did the ownership change? I think that the ownership change fucked it up. I'm pretty sure. Item not found. Yeah, I think it's here. I think it's the initiator thingy. I'm pretty sure it's the initiator, the owner. We're basically saying that, yeah, this check is fail. I know, we broke it now. This check is failing. For whatever reason. Okay, let's see why it's failing, huh? So probably the owning character is not the right. The owning character is not the right flag. This will probably be null. But we need to know though who is the owning character. Yeah, we broke it ourselves now. We broke it now. I'm pretty sure that this this owning character is empty. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, owning character is null. There is the guarding character though. There is the guarding character. Should we do it on the guarding character? How do we do it with the... Sorry, how do we do it with the furnaces and everything else, right? Yeah, exactly. Get guarding character ID. I think we are working on the guarding character probably. Problem, guys, is I need to go. But we are very close, eh? We are probably like half an hour away or 15 minutes, 15-20 minutes away from seeing this thing working. But I mean, my point is that if you put an item into a container, right, and someone else wants to pick it up, wants to remove it, right? He cannot, right? Because it's guarded inside a container, right? So how is that check? How is the check done? Because we have to do exactly the same check. We have to do exactly the same check. Have you added a counter to see how many people use the dungeon? I have a way to know how many people are in the dungeon right now. So if I do dungeon status is telling me the composition of the dungeon and how many players are in the dungeon. But I can do it is only telling me right now how many people are right now. I mean, the point is, if I put an item into a container, right? Let me just do this last test because I'm curious now, right? So, I mean, I think if the container is guarded, probably you cannot. But okay, let me try to take a container. Is this a container? Yeah, this is a container, right? So I drop this container on the ground, right? and then I put an item in this container, for example, a torch, right? And now the other player sees the container somewhere here, sees the container, right? And tries to pick it up. And he's saying, you notice that the item is being guarded by, okay, so you cannot pick it up. But you can open it. Hopefully. You cannot. You cannot look into a guarded container. Interesting. Okay, let's say that I unguard this container, okay? So if I unguard that container, can I look into it now? Why I cannot look into this container? I don't understand. Did we broke that as well? Fuck. I mean, I can look at it. Why this guy cannot look at it? Huh? Why? What is going on? I unguarded it, right? So it should in theory be free to use. Let me trade with this guy. Let me give him this Weaker's basket. Trading container is not allowed? Fuck it. Okay, I can pick it up. What is going on? I cannot right click on containers anymore. I don't understand what is going on. It seems that I cannot, as a player, I cannot look at containers anymore. I don't know what happened, but there is definitely a problem. I don't know if only the new containers or also the old containers. I can spawn a chest. I don't know if the new containers are fucked for whatever reason. Yes, are the new containers broken? The new containers are broken? Why? Okay, anyway, I will check why the new containers are broken, but there is a problem with the new containers. I don't know why. It's very strange though, because these are containers like everything else, right? I don't understand why this should be a different than. But anyway, okay, let's put a chest, right? So, okay, let's do it again. I pick up this chest and I drop it. So now it's guarded by me, right? And I put inside the chest, this hammer. No, but I want to do the, no, sorry. Let me do the opposite, because it needs to be a player, not a game master, right? So I pick up this, I drop this chest as a game master, I unguard it, right? Or even better, right? Even better. I drop this chest and it's not, and it is guarded, right? It is guarded. So can I look inside? Yes, I can look inside, right? Now, if I put an item as a game master into it, for example, for example, this thing, right? Can the other guy see it? Yes, he can see it. Can he move it? He cannot. By the way, it's disappearing, which is super annoying. He cannot move it. Can he put something into it? He cannot, because the container is guarded. Exactly. So, exactly. So, if I unguard the item, the container, now this becomes a public container, right? And this means that he can move his items inside. But he cannot move mine, right? He cannot pick up mine. Now, there is this bug that is not bringing the item back, which is very annoying. I have to fix that 100%. But here we do a kind of a check, right? For sure we do a check. So the game knows that that item is mine and he cannot move it. Right? Unfortunately, it doesn't tell me, right? It doesn't care and it doesn't tell me that I'm moving an item that I cannot move, right? It's a bit of a pity though, because in theory it should tell me. So if I do this, oh wow, we are not even reaching this. What? Huh? What do you mean? Okay, we are, but stack count -1. What the fuck? If stacks is less than 1, then we should not do anything. This means that the player does not own the item. How do we know that? Like we... I mean, at the minimum, we should refresh the container though, right? Update inventory of the source slot will be empty. Can we just refresh the container or not? I think everywhere we have a return. I think every time we have a return, we should... I have to go, guys. It's too late. But anyway, there are a number of things that we need to check, and in particular, we need to check this item ownership, right? And also, I want to fix the fact that this thing is not properly refreshed. Can you loot the magic powder from this? You mean if you can loot the magic powder of another player? This is exactly what I'm testing here. I'm trying to understand it. I'm trying to understand what is the... But in theory, no. If it's an item of someone else, you cannot move it. When I am writing the question, I'm thinking that you haven't taken the time to do it because it's not really useful. Yeah, it's not really useful, but I think statistics are good. Statistics are good. So I have a lot of statistics already, but I think that knowing how many people are using the dungeon, it is a good statistics actually, because it tells us if it's actually interesting to players or not. But anyway, I have to go. I will see you tomorrow evening, 9:30 p.m. European time. And we will continue with this. We will finish it hopefully, and we will see it working because I think we are very close. We are very, very close. Meanwhile, if you want to click on follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, and also if you want to become a Patreon, that would be fantastic. And remember that our game is free for everyone to play. And you can click on download now, and you can download it for free for Linux, Windows, and Mac if you want to test it. And also you can help us to build the game if you have time and the skill. Bye. See you. Bye-bye.